I'm making puzzles for my puzzle platformer, Stolen Hearts. How do you do? It's Mr. Moo. How you doing? In this video, I'm going to be talking about my latest character from Stolen Hearts, which is my puzzle platformer and passion project that I've been working on for 2 years. This is the last of 4 characters that I made for this game, and I'm going to take you through what I'm thinking about when I design my levels. And hopefully some of these concepts will translate to puzzle design in general. So, let's get it started. Meet Elmsley. He joins the ranks of the other heroes, the Good Knight, Bongo, and the twins. He, like the others, has to navigate around levels to collect the Stolen Hearts. Elmsley is a magician that lives in Sand Lane, an old abandoned amusement park. His signature trick? Teleportation. He can leave his hat anywhere and transport directly to it. He plays the organ, and when he plays it near the strength tester, the roller coaster tracks will turn. So these are the mechanics that I'm working with. The mechanics and limitations are what drive the level design. Although I'm not designing a tutorial, there are a few basic ideas that I want to establish with the first level. First, I want to introduce these 2 basic mechanics, the teleportation and the rotating track. Second, I want to demonstrate how these 2 mechanics are related and how they work with each other. Third, I want the player's mindset to shift to adapt to this new puzzle type. The other characters have very different mechanics and different abilities, so their puzzles are unique to them, and their puzzles are very different from the ones that Elmsley has. So I want the first level to give the player an opportunity to get comfortable with this type of puzzle. With all that in mind, I want the player to use each of the mechanics only once, to not overcomplicate things. So I came up with this level that the only way to solve it is to leave the hat within the confines of the rotating track, then leave the track and trigger the rotation, and then teleport back to the hat. I figured that this would give the player a aha moment without really challenging them. When I think about designing more levels, I'm thinking about what I can do with the same mechanics. So now I want the player to use the teleportation ability multiple times. I want them to use the track multiple times. So actually I use multiple tracks, and I even reverse the rotation of one of the tracks, and I subtly indicate which direction the track is going to turn by using direction of arrows. The player needs to use spatial reasoning to figure out which paths will be created after the track rotates. This requires a lot more planning than the first, and also leans more on the teleportation ability. Speaking of teleportation, you have the ability to teleport. Did you know this? You can teleport yourself right to the Stolen Hearts store page on Steam and wishlist it. Incredible! The last level that I'll show you today introduces a new aspect of the rotating mechanic, which is colors. I added a blue strength tester with blue tracks, so the red rotates the red and the blue rotates the blue. So now, the player has to use both to get to the heart. The previous 2 levels are very linear. You take steps towards the heart, and if you forget to leave the hat, you just go back and do it again. There's only one solution. This level requires you to move back and forth to forge your own path and make decisions to get to the heart. There are multiple solutions, but all of them are similarly complex. this is a bit complicated to design, it's actually not. The way I did it was first I put all the tracks and tiles down that I thought looked visually interesting, without any sort of path in mind. Then, I thought of the path that I wanted the player to go on, and I worked backwards, cutting away pieces of the track to make it work. Kind of like taking a solved Rubik's Cube, and then doing a sequence of moves to mix it all up, and then to solve the Rubik's Cube, you just have to do the reverse of that sequence. Sometimes when I wanted to create a path, it ended up being impossible, so I would have to modify it. Other times I would create a path, and then there was actually a much easier solution introduced because of that path created. So then I had to modify it, or maybe move some elements around or tiles to prevent people from skipping over the intended solution. So this is the method I've been using to create all the levels that I have for my game. The other 3 characters each have 15 levels in them. So this is almost my 50th level that I made for this game. And for the other characters, I've been quite happy with the way I've used their abilities in very different ways. And that's a note that I haven't really struck with Elmsley yet. These 3 levels, they look pretty different, but they're actually quite similar. The teleportation mechanic has been used pretty much the same way in all 3. So going forward, what I'm hoping to do is challenge that a bit and use the teleportation ability in a different way. Like I said, you can wishlist Stolen Hearts on Steam, and that would really be appreciated by me. And if you like this video and liked my content, please leave a like, maybe hit that subscribe button, and either way, I'll see you next time.